To graph this parabola, we need to find the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola. We'll use these formulas for those coordinates, x and y. We need a, b, and c to do that, so we find that a is 2, b is -6, and c is 0 because you notice there is not a constant term. So I'll use these values to find x and y. We'll get x is equal to negative b, which is -6 over 2 times a, or 2 times 2. Simplifying this, we'll have -6 over 4, with another negative makes that 6 over 4, which does reduce to 3/2. Now we can find y. Y is equal to 4 times 2 times 0 minus -6 squared. We'll put that all over 4 times 2. 4 times 2 times 0 is 0. -6 squared is 36. That will be all over 8. So then we'll have 0 minus 36 is -36 over 8. And that reduces to -9/2 because 4 goes into each of those values. So the vertex for this particular graph will be 3/2, -9/2. Now that we've found the vertex of this parabola, I can graph the vertex at 3/2, -9/2. I can also draw in the axis of symmetry, which is at x equals 3/2. I can use that when I create my graph in a moment. I'm going to find 3 points to help me construct my graph. I'm going to choose some x values to the left of the axis of symmetry. So I'll use those x values to find y. I'll first substitute 1 in for x, so I'll have y equals 2 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1. 2 times 1 squared is 2, minus 6 is -4. So when x is 1, y is -4. I can then find y when x is 0. I'll have 2 times 0 squared minus 6 times 0. Since both of these terms are being multiplied by 0, we know that in this case y is 0. And finally, we'll find the y coordinate when x is -1. So we'll have 2 times -1 squared minus 6 times -1. In this case, we'll have 2 times -1 squared, which is 2, minus a -6, which is plus 6. So 2 plus 6 is 8. So when x is -1, y is 8. I can now plot these points. I'll start with 1, -4. So 1, -4 is here. 0, 0 is here. And -1, 8 is here. I could then use the fact that this axis of symmetry gives me a way to plot these points on the other side of the axis of symmetry. And so this point should fall with its partner on the other side. This should match up with this point, and this value should match up with this point. And so I have the points I can now use to draw my parabola, which is right here. So now we're able to answer the question, what are the x-intercepts? We see that it crosses the x-axis here and here. So the coordinates of the x-intercepts are 0, 0, and 3, 0.